Hello people, I was hiding. No really, I got the wrong size table for the wrong size chair. Again, I get by. So anyway, it's we're doing another review today. Right, it's a pump for the supboard I use. I think you've seen a few videos. Again, before I start, the equipment I use is in from 2 years to 12 months old. This particular pump, I think, is probably about 16 months old now. I use it every trip I go to because I'm lazy. So made my son pump by hand because I believe it's very important that when he's old enough to afford these pumps, he'll appreciate it a little bit more, like I do. Right, without further ado, we shall move on. Right, I think the best thing to do is just open the top of the bag, so obviously it clears a bit of space for my big head, but I just move this to the side. Oh, by the way people, indoor board, piano stand is my makeshift table. Right, now there's the pipe to the pump. Now my board, I think I can put up to 22.5 psi. This thing gets awful hot, and I've used it time to time to time to time. Never failed. Good. Charger. Obviously it comes with the American adapter, I like to call it, or the European. Obviously it's Brits. That's what we like. See regulations, health and safety, and the rest of it. This here is if the pump runs out of charge and you're able to get your sup close to your car, obviously, you've got to use your battery, because this pump isn't a sort of small pump, it's quite a big pump. And obviously, if you can see, the wires are really quite thick to carry the load. So very important that, well, basically it's important, well it is, you use that instead of that. Now, people might mistake this as being the thing that you use, obviously to use the pump to blow your board up. That wire, if you look at that one compared to that one, is half the thickness, which means that isn't meant for the load. So what that is meant for is leaving it on charge in like our VWT5. If we're out for a few weeks or a week, we can actually charge it from the VWT5. But if you're caught short, so to speak, you use this and it will get you out of trouble and onwards and upwards. I'll just clear the top of the bag. Obviously it comes with instructions. Lovely 2-part bag, by the way. Comes with different fittings, obviously different rubbers, everywhere else. No, any two boards are the same. That is, that'll be a spare plug or lead for the charger. Right, now for the biggie. Oh, drop it all out. Right, this is the pump. Now, I can't even pronounce that. I know it's Italian, and it's a Bravo 20-1. Scoprega, maybe. Now, it's a heavy pump, and my board, I think, ticks in the real world, because they all like to make claims. I think my board takes about 15 minutes to pump up with this, and that's to get it to about 19 psi. There's a dial on here, and basically you turn this dial and there's an auto cut off. So wherever you set the dial at, if it be 15 psi, 16, 17, there's automatic cut off. This pump, when I first had it, I wasn't using it quite regular, but I believe you're meant to keep them fully charged, which I did. So if it not been used for a month, for example, you're meant to pull it out of the box and make sure it's fully charged and keep the battery conditioned, I believe is the word. So when I started using the pump quite regular, basically the British weather upset it, sometimes it didn't make the 18 or 19 psi, which is a bit devastating because these aren't the cheapest of pumps. But the more I've used it, the more regular it's got. Maybe I'm conditioning the battery out because I'm using it, charging it, charging it. I think it's done it the world of good. Now every time, I think I personally could set that at 20 psi and have every bit of faith in that. Blow my board up every time. Now, when I looked for a review on this, there was people claiming, I can't remember which channel it was, on one of the YouTubes, or on YouTube I should say, claiming that this would blow up 6 to 7 boards. Not true. I've had this for 18 months and I've worked with this continually and monitored what he has done. I think you'd be lucky to blow up 2 10-foot-6 boards at 15 psi, and I think you'd be lucky. So these people making these claims, I don't know, maybe they have, but it was this exact model, this battery, there's nothing different from what they were using, so I have no idea what's going on with that, but they reckon they could blow up, I think it's 6 or 7 boards non-stop. Not true whatsoever. That's my verdict, because I've bought this and I've been using this for how long, and as I've said in other reviews, nobody sponsors me, nobody actually pays me to obviously review these, anything like that. I'm just your average Joe Blogs in his garden and shed giving you honest reviews. But it's been a good pump, it seems to improve, but don't listen to the claims that they make. I'll have to excuse us, my next door neighbour's dogs, just being a bit loud. Bit late for the postman. So, anyway, great bit of kit. Would like to mention I've seen a lot cheaper one, probably 1/3 of the price of these. Again, I've messed up with money wise. I can't remember if I gave 150, was it £800 this? I don't know. It's an awful lot of money, I think, just to blow up your subboard. But it depends on how much you use your subboard, and we all know, and we all definitely know this, that on a hot day, using M pumps your subboard is hard work. These here, chill out, relax, and you know, away to go. So yeah, I mean, review on this is, what am I going to give this? 10 out of 10 score. I shall give this 7, because I think when I bought this and spent all that money, my expectations were a lot higher, and I was sold or made to believe it was a lot better than what it was. But going back, that I've seen cheaper pumps. There was one man that I go subboarding with, my next door neighbour. His was actually worked through the cigarette lighter from his car, which tells me again the pump isn't as big or as powerful as this one. I think he gave something in the region of £50-60. This was just relying on his own battery. He was only going to 15 psi, I was going to about 20 on that day. Mine took 15 minutes, his probably took 30. So yes, there is cheaper pumps out there, but I do believe at 15 psi his was maxed out also. So just be careful, folks, when you're looking around for the pump, make sure that they make the pressure. Check what sort of batteries they use. Obviously it's got a lift battery, brilliant, but some might not use a battery, some just rely on a car. that's fine, but if you want to go some great distance or where else and it's a bit windy, you don't only carry a board, and you know, like there's been many a beach that we've left the car in the car park or the VW and we've had to walk, so sometimes easier just to blow them up on the beach. But unfortunately with the cheaper pumps with no battery, you'll have to blow up by your car. So if you've got a lot of time to spare and you don't mind carrying a big board, go for the cheaper one. I can't see the problem with that, to be honest. So anyway, I hope this review helps anybody out there looking for a pump for the subboard. And any questions that you have, please leave in the comments below. Please like, share and subscribe as always. Also, I'd just like to mention one of my other videos, there's a competition. Obviously it's for a GoPro 4 Black. If you watch the video, obviously you'll see what I'm giving away. Obviously you've got to like, share and subscribe, but to enter the competition you've got to leave a comment on the competition video. So if you leave a comment on the competition video, you're entered, and basically whoever's comment my finger lands on wins. As simple as that. So I'll just leave the video, I think it's down there somewhere. Right, ciao for now.